Hi, welcome or welcome back. Today I'm going to be talking about some new to me products that I have been enjoying and also to give myself a little bit of a Lisa Eldridge redemption. My previous video was me doing a first impression and kind of, wear test of the new Lisa Eldridge skin tint, and I was using it wrong. I just want to reapply it on camera today, so anyways, let's just get to it. So the first product I want to talk about is the Hendriksen Pout Preserved Peptide Lip Treatment. It's another squeezy tube lip treatment. They're all kind of same but different, but this one I can actually say I find to be better than the rest. It really is. It's really, really beautiful. I have it on my lips today. It's been sitting on my lips for about 10 minutes now, and it really adheres to the skin, and it actually does treat and moisturize the lips. I think that it's so good. If you're gonna get any of them, get this one. I got the clear one, and it has this kind of like orange creamsicle flavor, which I love that in a lip product. I love anything that's citrusy. But yeah, it's great. I love wearing this with just a lip liner or by itself. It's great. Okay, so my face is freshly primed. I did my favorite little concoction of the Auric Glow Lust in the shade Selenite and the Emberly Slate Creme Concentrate moisturizer slash makeup primer thing, because we're going back in with this puppy here. So this is the Lisa Eldridge skin tint. I have this in the shade T5. My previous video, which was a first impression, like I just want to preface that I didn't look anything up about this product, so I really went in blind and I applied it in a way that was definitely incorrect, and upon watching other people use it and all of the lovely comments in my previous video being like, you use too much, which is true. And so I went in thinking that it was gonna apply and be very similar to the Glossier skin tint, which you can just kind of like squirt all over the face and but this actually has a lot more pigment. It's a lot more saturated. So we're gonna revisit today. So how I've been doing it is taking 3 drops onto my little fingies, like so. T5 is a cool olive undertone, which I think it's a little saturated for me, because literally everybody pointed out that it wasn't my shade. And so I do find that it does pull a little green on me when applied thinly, but it'll be perfect for in the summertime. And olive is such a hard undertone. So not only do brands just normally not even include it in their shade range, but olive, like every other skin tone, is super nuanced. So sometimes it can pull too cool, sometimes it can pull too warm. There's like cool olives, there's warm olives, there's olives that pull more golden, there's, desaturated neutral olives, there's olives that have a lot of yellow into it. So just because something says it's a light olive doesn't mean that it's going to be your color, obviously. So that's 3 drops of the product on a very emollient primed surface. So a really helpful comment that I got in my previous video regarding the shade was that they also got T5 and found that it did pull too saturated, and then they cut it with the Givenchy blue color corrector, and that it makes it perfect. So that blue will desaturate it a little bit and kind of calm down that green if it is a little too green for you, but you also feel like the rest of the shades won't work, which is the case a lot of times with us frog people, is that something like you want to get a neutral because it's the most desaturated, but the peach tones will be a little too strong for you in that neutral. So in that case, I always do the green color corrector. If something pulls green, you don't want to add more green, so that blue makes sense. So that was a really, really helpful tip, and thank you for that. But yeah, so that's the 3 drops, so you all can see. The comments were like, girl! I'll just share, since the sun is literally coming in before I shut the window, like that's the natural, how it looks in natural light. It's pretty nice. Shut the window because that was just too much. So with that being said, that it was a first impression, and it was more about the wear of the product more so than the color of the product. I just wanted to take this little part of the video and do a couple swatches of complexion products for more desaturated olive undertones, and just compare it to T5, just in case you were interested in the product and you wanted to see how it compared to other things that you may or may not use. So I went ahead and I did a little swatch of the Lisa Eldridge Skin Tint in the shade T5. And the next one I'm going to go in with is the KVD, what is it called? The Good Apple Balm foundation, and this is in the shade Light 008. This is supposed to be for fair skin with olive undertones, just so you can see the difference in how saturated that green is. Not that it's like a bad shade for anybody really. Show you the nuances within olive undertones with saturation, because I feel like that's really it. Like whether it pulls warm or cool or is more neutral, the saturation really is key for a lot of people. Next one is the Glossier Stretch Fluid Foundation, and this is in the shade Light 3. And I'm just gonna swatch that underneath. So you can see that one almost looks yellow. You know, like look at the differences. So just look at the visual differences of what people claim light olive is. So the next one isn't advertised as an olive, but I feel like for really fair olive people in the winter time, that this, at least if you have a similar skin tone to me, this could work for you. So I like to use this in the winter time, and this is the Westman Atelier Vital Skin I hate the name of this product, oh my god. The Vital Skin Foundation Stick, and this is in the shade Atelier 0.5. It's basically the only neutral in their like fair to light kind of section. You can see that it's pretty similar to the KVD Balm Foundation in the shade 008. They're very similar shades. It's marketed as a neutral, but I find it's desaturated in a way where it almost has that grayish green kind of color to it. But yeah, here are 3 examples of olive. I would say they all work for me, different times of the years, different application methods, but yeah, olive is so tricky. So in conclusion, my opinions on this have not changed. It's still, at the end of the day, sits kind of makeup-y on my face, but I don't think it's a bad product. It is for someone. I will use it up. I will, you know, figure out different ways to enjoy this product and get my money's worth, but it's just not a favorite. It's not bad, it's just not my favorite. So I recently became obsessed with Ciele because how beautiful the tinted serum skin tint thing is. It's just, so I went ahead during the Sephora sale and I picked up a couple of products by Ciele. The first one is the Sculpting Stick. What's cool about Ciele is that it has SPF in all of their products. And in the past, things that had SPF in it, like bronzers, blushes, whatever, not formulated the best, but I have to say that the Ciele products, chef's kiss. Absolutely stunning. This is such a beautiful shade. I have the shade Light 1, and I think it's a pretty good, like kind of bronzy, I need a mirror. So I think the formula of this is just so, so lovely. And it's one of those like emollient products that don't slip and slide around the face, but are emollient enough that you can just apply it and it's going to blend out in a really, really beautiful way. It's just a really easy product. So if you like the Westman Atelier contour stick, you'll like this because it has a very similar blendability, but the color of this is much warmer. So if you're not really into the kind of contour, bronzer effect of the Westman Atelier, maybe take a little peek at this puppy because it's not as expensive. It's lighter, so it's more travel friendly, that's for sure. And it's warmer, so yeah. And you can build it too, but I'm just gonna keep it here. Really big win from Ciele. Love this so, so much. It's so easy, blendable, color's great. The next winner from Ciele is their blush, their liquid blush. I got this in the shade June. So you'd see this and you're like, whoa, that's dark, but it blends out. It's kind of like a serum in a way. I can't remember what they said this. It's kind of like a brownish burgundy, a little bit of berry in there. Oh, look how that just, it just like makes me hungry. So I've been taking this, I just take this on kind of like one little schmutch like that onto the palm of my hand. And I just kind of saturate my brush in it and really get the product into the brush so there's no globs. And look how that just like blends out. This is such a good kind of bronzer color if you're into like more browny, sun-kissed kind of vibes, which I am. So going back to the like fair olive train, I recently discovered that one of my favorite like Instagram makeup people, Evangeline Molly, I'll link her channel down below. I recently discovered that she has a YouTube channel, and she made a whole video recently about fair olive undertones and what colors look good on us, basically. And this is one of those colors. It's kind of like that burgundy, browny earth tones. Earth tones look good on us. And yeah, this is definitely in that family. Like, look how that just blends out. I wish the sun was in a spot right now so I could show it without kind of like blasting my face with sunlight, but it's just stunning. So some people have said that this doesn't really last that long on their face, but I feel like, you know, for a dewy blush, which I'm usually not that into, but for a dewy blush, this has a lot of longevity. And it has that extra SPF, like the bronzer. It's just so light and natural, and I think this is going to be so beautiful in summertime. Actually, I kind of want to test. I kind of want to do a little test here on camera. And see how it, I'm just going to use the viewfinder, and just see how it layers on itself. Ooh, just give myself a little bit more. Oh, wow. Wow. That sure is something. I'm just going in with the Givenchy Skin Caring Concealer. Just kind of conceal a little bit, brighten up the under eyes, and kind of define the jaw a little bit. But going back to Evangeline and her content, it's really nice to see a YouTuber that uses makeup in an artistic way. And not to say that like bigger YouTubers or whatever, or a lot of YouTubers don't, especially those who engage in like the beauty the beauty sphere, likes to work with a lot of indie brands that are inspired by art and like art practices. She recently did a video where she was making her makeup look like she was a pre-Raphaelite painting, which is really, really cool. But yeah, that's the kind of content that like I enjoy the most on YouTube, and I feel like I want to start creating that kind of stuff more myself, because that is a lot of where my inspirations and stuff lie, is within art. And, you know, makeup is art in a way. You know what I mean? Like, they don't call them makeup artists because they're not artists. Like, they're artists, and makeup is essentially just like painting, but on a face. So I don't know. I just feel like with my content, because if you're not new here, like, you know, like what my ethics are and stuff, when it comes to overconsumption and just like consumerism and stuff like that. So yeah, just like using your makeup as art tools and being inspired by artistic things, and then, you know, that influencing your makeup looks. I want to start making more content like that, because that's the reason I'm here. So like, one of my main reasons that I started a YouTube channel is because not a lot of people in my life like makeup and stuff like that as much as me, and so I don't ever really have anybody to talk about it with. So online has always been like that space for me to enjoy talking about makeup or watching other people enjoy talking about makeup. And so that's why I appreciate like the comment sections in my videos so much, is because we just share things and we learn from each other, and that's a really, really cool thing. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. My makeup looks really good. And honestly, like, if I was using a different base product and not the Lisa Eldridge, I think it would be perfect. But alas, it's good, not perfect. I'm not going to be applying today, but I just want to say how much I love it, is the Haus blush. My lord in the sky. It's everything I wanted it to be. I'll just say that without getting too much into it. I'll apply this in a different video, but I just wanted to say that I also picked up the Haus blush. And I got this in the shade Fire Moon. Another, let's do a little swatch. It's another like earthy, sun-kissed kind of blush. And my expectations were met because I basically got this with the hopes that it was going to be the same formulation as their bronzers, which, if you're not new here, you know are like beloved to me. I think it's the best powder bronzer ever. Like, it's just so good. And this, it's the same exact formula, only a blush, and it's just, it's so, so, so beautiful. Look at that color. Oh, that's everything I look for. Anyways, so that's 1000% a win. It goes on in this very diffused, beautiful way. Love it. I'm obsessed with it. I'm just gonna pop on an oldie but a goodie. This is the Phytosurgence Flash Florescence eyeshadow, and this is in the shade Fractal Freesia. It's just like kind of like a champagne-y glitter topper. I'm just gonna lightly, I don't even need to use like a mirror or anything, because it doesn't really have a base to it. It's just kind of like champagne-y glitter. It's very easy, very lovely. It's nice for these more skin-focused looks. Okay, I finished off the eyes with the Valentino mascara. Nice and volumizing. So let's go on to lips. I've been on the hunt for something exactly like this. This is the Hourglass Phantom Glossy Balm thing. I have this in the shade Trace. It's a really beautiful product. I really, really like it. There's nothing wrong with the product itself. I think it sits on the lips in a very gorgeous way. I love the shade range. It's just, it's really, really good. But I don't like lip products in the clicky. The clicky, I just find it unnecessarily messy. I think that it gets all around like the tube. It's just not for me. It's a big turn off. So it's the only reason that I don't really reach for this as much as I normally would, given how much I do love the effect of this product. It's just something that I just can't get over, if that makes sense. So I've just been on the hunt for something that gives me a similar feel and effect, the same type of like luxuriousness on my lips, but it rolls back down. And I found it. I found it. So I saw the YouTuber Becca Sun use these, and this is a K-beauty brand. This is Rom&nd, and this is their Glasting Melting Balms. Look at this. It goes back down. You think it's gonna click, because it goes, you can feel the product going up, but it goes back down. It has just enough, whatever it is in the formula, to allow it to stay a solid, given the right temperature. I'm sure if I left this in my car on like a summer day, this would melt, you know what I mean? But given that, it does have enough like solidness in its formula that it will roll back down. And that's what I love about it. I have this in the shade 13 Scotch Nude. So I'm just gonna apply this. Wow. And you can really build this up. There's a bunch of like really beautiful nude shades, and I chose to get the one that had a little bit more like earthiness to it, because I find in this type of formulation that those type of like earthy brownie berries look really, really pretty. So if you tend to like the formulas of products that are in the clicky pen things, but you hate the clicky, look no further. The Rom&nd Glasting Melting Balm. Gorgeous. It's so pretty. I love it so much. I want to get more shades because that's how obsessed I am with this. Okay, that's it. That's a full face of me using some new to me products that I've been loving, and just a little bit of a Lisa Eldridge Skin Tint Redemption. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know some new stuff that you've tried lately. Slash, if anybody else knows about these slash products that are similar to this. No clicky, but same result. Thank you. All right, I hope you have a good one, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!